Did you know that over 40% of seniors experience feelings of isolation or loneliness? And, more surprisingly, many of these feelings stem from the way they are treated by others and the environment around them. As we grow older, certain words, actions, and places can have a bigger impact than we realize. So, what are the things you should avoid saying, doing, and where should you avoid going as you age? Stay tuned, because these tips could make a world of difference in how you experience your golden years. Growing older is a beautiful journey, but it comes with its own set of challenges. Aging can bring wisdom and freedom, but it's also important to know the things that could negatively impact your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. In today's video, we'll go over the 3 things you should never say, 3 things you should avoid doing, and 3 places you should think twice about going. After watching this video, you'll understand how these small changes can help improve your quality of life, boost your mental health, and ensure that you're living your best years. So, don't skip a single point. It could cost you the chance to live more peacefully and comfortably. Things not to say. 1. I'm too old for that. Crowded or overly noisy places can be particularly challenging for older adults, especially when the combination of physical limitations and sensory changes makes it harder to navigate such environments safely. As we age, our hearing and vision naturally decline, making it difficult to filter out background noise or notice potential obstacles in a busy, noisy setting. The overwhelming sounds and crowded spaces can also increase feelings of anxiety, stress, and disorientation. Research from the Journal of Aging and Health has shown that environments with high levels of noise and congestion can contribute to higher blood pressure, increased stress levels, and even cognitive decline over time, particularly in older adults. Additionally, crowded places pose an increased risk of physical injury. The risk of falling is a major concern for seniors, as they may have slower reflexes, less stability, and diminished balance as a result of aging. In crowded areas, it becomes easier to trip over others, lose balance, or get knocked down by fast-moving individuals. A study by the American Geriatric Society found that seniors who navigate busy public spaces are more likely to experience falls, which often result in serious injuries like fractures or head trauma. Furthermore, a noisy environment can make it harder for older adults to hear important warnings or conversations that could help them avoid such accidents. Take, for example, the experience of Alice, a 75-year-old woman who decided to visit a large shopping mall during the holiday season. The mall was packed with people, and the noise from multiple stores, children, and loudspeakers created an overwhelming atmosphere. Alice found herself struggling to hear the voices of those around her and felt disoriented in the sea of shoppers. As she tried to walk through the crowd, she accidentally bumped into a shopping cart and lost her balance. Although she wasn't seriously hurt, the incident left her shaken. Alice realized that large, noisy, and crowded environments were no longer safe for her, and she started to avoid them altogether. Instead, she now prefers quieter shopping times or smaller stores that offer less noise and fewer people. Alice's story underscores the risks of crowded and noisy places for older adults. These environments can be overwhelming and physically dangerous. It's important for seniors to consider their environment carefully, opting for calmer, quieter places when possible to reduce stress and minimize the risk of injury. 2. I don't want to be a burden. Slippery or hazardous outdoor locations can pose significant risks for older adults, especially when it comes to mobility and fall prevention. As we age, our balance, coordination, and strength tend to decline, making it more difficult to navigate environments that are not well maintained or that pose physical challenges. Wet sidewalks, icy paths, uneven ground, and steep inclines can increase the likelihood of a senior losing their footing, leading to falls that may cause serious injuries like broken bones or head trauma. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, falls are the leading cause of injury and death among older adults, and outdoor environments with slippery surfaces are often the sites of these accidents. One of the most concerning factors is how slippery conditions exacerbate balance issues in seniors. During winter months, ice and snow on sidewalks, driveways, and parking lots become major hazards, making it difficult for older adults to walk safely. In fact, studies have shown that the incidence of falls increases significantly in colder weather due to icy surfaces, which can make it nearly impossible to walk safely without proper footwear or assistance. The National Institute on Aging has found that older adults are particularly vulnerable to fall-related injuries during the winter, with icy conditions contributing to a higher rate of fractures and sprains. Consider the case of Henry, an 80-year-old man who had always been active and enjoyed going for walks in his neighborhood. One winter, after a heavy snowfall, he decided to go for his usual walk. As he stepped onto the sidewalk, he didn't notice the thin layer of ice that had formed overnight. Henry slipped and fell, breaking his hip. He had to undergo surgery and spent several months recovering. After this incident, Henry realized how important it was to avoid slippery outdoor areas. He now relies on a family member or a walking aid during winter months and avoids walking on icy or wet surfaces. Henry's story serves as a reminder of how dangerous slippery outdoor locations can be for seniors. As we age, the ability to recover from a fall decreases, and the consequences can be severe. To ensure safety, it's important for older adults to avoid walking in hazardous weather conditions or in areas with poor footing. Being mindful of weather changes and using walking aids when necessary can significantly reduce the risk of falls. Thing 3. I'm too old for technology. Traveling to unfamiliar or remote locations can be particularly risky for older adults, especially if there are health concerns or limited access to medical help. As we age, our bodies may become more prone to certain health issues, such as heart disease, respiratory problems, or mobility difficulties. In unfamiliar or isolated locations, it may be more difficult to receive immediate medical attention if something goes wrong. Scientific research has shown that older adults are more likely to experience complications from sudden medical emergencies, and the further they are from medical care, the higher the risk. For example, seniors who travel to remote areas without adequate healthcare access are more likely to face life-threatening situations if they experience a medical emergency, such as a stroke or heart attack. One of the primary concerns in these environments is the lack of infrastructure. Remote locations, such as rural areas, mountain cabins, or overseas destinations in regions with limited healthcare facilities, can make it difficult for emergency responders to reach you in a timely manner. Even something as simple as a fall, which could cause a broken bone or head injury, becomes more dangerous if medical help is far away. According to the Journal of Aging and Health, older adults who travel to areas lacking emergency services or quick access to hospitals are at a higher risk of prolonged recovery or even death due to delayed treatment. Take the story of William, a 74-year-old man who loved hiking and decided to explore a remote trail in the mountains with his friends. While on the trail, William began feeling short of breath and lightheaded, symptoms he attributed to exhaustion. However, as his condition worsened, it became clear that he was having a heart attack. Unfortunately, the trail was too far from the nearest town for immediate help to arrive, and it took several hours to get him to the hospital. Although William survived, the delay in receiving medical attention significantly impacted his recovery. This experience taught him to carefully evaluate the risks of traveling to unfamiliar locations, especially when he was not in close proximity to medical care. William's story underscores the importance of considering the risks of traveling to remote areas. For older adults, it's essential to ensure that destinations are easily accessible in case of a medical emergency. Whether it's by staying within reach of healthcare facilities or choosing destinations that offer appropriate support, taking the necessary precautions can help ensure a safer travel experience. If you have underlying health conditions or are traveling with someone who does, it's always better to be cautious and plan ahead to avoid potential hazards. Things not to do. 1. Avoiding physical activity. Ignoring regular health checkups can be one of the most detrimental things older adults can do for their well-being. As we age, our bodies undergo a variety of changes, many of which can lead to health issues that may not be immediately apparent. Regular checkups are essential for catching potential problems early, before they turn into more serious conditions. For example, many chronic diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, and heart disease can develop gradually without obvious symptoms, which makes early detection crucial. Research shows that routine screenings for blood pressure, cholesterol, and other health markers can reduce the risks of complications and even save lives. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, early intervention in conditions like high blood pressure or diabetes can prevent or delay the onset of more severe problems like stroke, kidney failure, and heart attack. One of the significant issues with avoiding regular checkups is that many older adults may feel they are too old to worry about prevention or treatment. However, studies show that seniors who actively manage their health and engage in routine checkups live longer, healthier lives. A study in the American Journal of Preventive Medicine revealed that older adults who visited their doctors regularly for screenings were more likely to experience fewer hospitalizations and better overall health outcomes. Regular visits allow healthcare providers to monitor changes in health, adjust medications, and offer lifestyle recommendations to keep seniors healthier for longer. Take the example of Dorothy, a 68-year-old woman who had been feeling more tired than usual but didn't think much of it. She had avoided her annual checkups for a few years, thinking it was just a part of getting older. When she finally went to see her doctor, she was diagnosed with high blood pressure and pre-diabetes. Her doctor explained that had she continued to ignore her health, she could have eventually developed heart disease or diabetes-related complications. Fortunately, the early diagnosis allowed her to take proactive steps with diet changes, exercise, and medication, and she was able to manage her conditions effectively before they escalated into serious health problems. Dorothy's experience highlights how important it is to stay proactive with healthcare. By attending regular checkups, older adults can stay ahead of potential health issues, prevent the development of chronic diseases, and ensure they maintain a high quality of life. Neglecting to visit the doctor regularly can lead to preventable complications and a diminished ability to manage one's health. Regular checkups aren't just about responding to existing symptoms. They're about actively taking control of your health and ensuring that you can enjoy your later years with vitality and peace of mind. Thing 2. Staying indoors all the time. Ignoring regular health checkups is one of the most dangerous habits an older adult can fall into, yet it is surprisingly common. As we age, our bodies undergo many changes, some of which are subtle and can go unnoticed for long periods. Regular checkups allow healthcare providers to catch potential health issues early, preventing complications that could lead to more severe conditions down the line. Many chronic conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease develop slowly and may not present noticeable symptoms until they are quite advanced. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, conditions like high blood pressure often have no symptoms, but they can lead to heart failure or stroke if left unmanaged. That's why regular screenings are essential to monitor vital signs and make early adjustments in treatment or lifestyle. Scientific research shows that older adults who attend regular checkups are more likely to live longer, healthier lives. For example, a study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that older adults who regularly visited their doctors for preventive screenings were less likely to be hospitalized and were more likely to experience better health outcomes. Regular checkups also provide an opportunity for doctors to assess medication regimens and make necessary adjustments. As we age, our bodies process medications differently, so regular evaluation is essential to avoid adverse drug reactions and interactions. Take the example of Linda, a 72-year-old woman who had not seen a doctor in over 2 years, assuming that everything was fine. She began feeling unusually tired and was experiencing headaches, but dismissed these as just signs of aging. When she finally went to her doctor, after some encouragement from her family, Linda was diagnosed with high blood pressure and early signs of kidney disease. If left untreated, these conditions could have led to much more severe complications. Fortunately, with the early intervention of medication and lifestyle changes, Linda was able to prevent the progression of these diseases. Her story highlights the importance of not waiting until symptoms become severe or unmanageable. Linda's experience illustrates how easy it can be to overlook health issues when you don't have regular checkups. It also emphasizes that early detection through routine visits can make a world of difference in managing health conditions effectively. By staying proactive and regularly checking in with a healthcare provider, older adults can improve their chances of maintaining a high quality of life for years to come. It's never too late to start regular checkups. Taking this step could save your life. Thing 3. Ignoring regular health checkups. Ignoring regular health checkups can be one of the most detrimental things an older adult can do for their overall well-being. As we age, our bodies change in ways that can be subtle, making it harder to detect potential health issues. Regular checkups play a crucial role in identifying early signs of chronic conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart disease before they cause serious complications. Without these regular visits, it becomes difficult to catch these health concerns early when they are most manageable. According to the American Heart Association, about 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure, but many do not know they have it, highlighting the importance of routine screenings. If left untreated, high blood pressure can lead to severe complications such as heart attacks, strokes, and kidney disease. Scientific research consistently shows that seniors who attend regular checkups experience fewer hospitalizations and enjoy longer, healthier lives. For example, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) found that individuals over the age of 65 who engage in regular screenings for common conditions such as cancer, heart disease, and diabetes have significantly better long-term health outcomes. Early detection through routine checkups can provide opportunities for early intervention, helping to reduce the severity of health issues and prevent them from becoming more serious or irreversible. Take the story of James, a 74-year-old man who had avoided seeing a doctor for several years. He assumed that his slight fatigue and occasional dizziness were just a part of aging and didn't think much of it. However, after finally going for a routine checkup, James learned he had dangerously high cholesterol and was at risk for a heart attack. His doctor immediately recommended medication and lifestyle changes. Thanks to this early diagnosis, James was able to start treatment right away, and his health significantly improved over the following months. He now emphasizes the importance of routine checkups, as he believes that had he not gone for that checkup, his situation could have worsened. James' story serves as a powerful reminder that regular health checkups can detect silent conditions before they escalate. Many age-related health problems may not show obvious symptoms until it's too late to reverse the damage. Keeping up with regular screenings, doctor visits, and monitoring helps ensure that older adults can manage their health and prevent complications. Neglecting these visits can lead to unnecessary risks, but proactive healthcare can lead to better quality of life and improved overall health. Places not to go. 1. High-risk areas with poor accessibility. High-risk areas with poor accessibility should be avoided by older adults, especially when health concerns or physical limitations are present. Places that are difficult to reach, either due to lack of infrastructure or distance from medical services, can pose a significant danger in case of emergencies. In the event of a fall, a health issue, or an accident, the lack of quick access to medical assistance or emergency services can lead to delayed treatment and more severe consequences. For instance, a senior who experiences chest pain or shortness of breath while in a remote location with limited access to hospitals or healthcare facilities may not receive the help they need in time, putting their health at serious risk. Scientific studies emphasize the importance of being in environments with adequate medical infrastructure, particularly as older adults are more vulnerable to conditions like heart disease, stroke, and respiratory issues. According to research from the National Institutes of Health, NIH, seniors living in areas far from healthcare services are more likely to experience poor outcomes from medical emergencies because of delays in receiving treatment. Take the example of George, a 76-year-old man who loved spending time in a secluded cabin in the mountains. One winter, George developed severe chest pains while at the cabin, but the nearest hospital was over 2 hours away. Despite his efforts to contact emergency services, it took too long for help to arrive, and George suffered a mild heart attack while waiting. Although he eventually recovered, the experience made George realize how dangerous it was to be so far from medical help. Since then, he has limited his trips to remote areas and ensures that he is always within easy reach of healthcare services. His experience highlights how important it is to avoid places where emergency medical assistance could be too far away in case of an urgent health issue. George's story serves as a reminder that when selecting places to visit or reside, accessibility to healthcare should always be a priority. While remote or rural areas may seem appealing for their tranquility, the risks involved in being too far from help can outweigh the benefits. For seniors, it's essential to plan ahead and ensure that wherever they go, they have easy access to medical care if needed. Prioritizing health and safety by avoiding high-risk locations can help older adults maintain a better quality of life and reduce the chances of serious complications during emergencies. Place: 2 locations with heavy air pollution. Air pollution can have a significant negative impact on the health of older adults, particularly those with pre-existing respiratory or cardiovascular conditions. Exposure to polluted air can exacerbate chronic diseases such as asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, and heart disease, making it more difficult for seniors to breathe and increasing the risk of hospitalization or even death. Older adults are more vulnerable to the effects of air pollution because the body's natural ability to fight inflammation and infection weakens with age. Scientific studies have shown that long-term exposure to air pollutants such as particulate matter, nitrogen dioxide, and ozone can lead to a decline in lung function and can increase the risk of cardiovascular diseases, which are more common in older populations. The World Health Organization, WHO, has linked poor air quality to higher rates of respiratory infections, heart attacks, and strokes, all of which are particularly dangerous for older adults. Take the example of Marie, an 80-year-old woman who lived in a city with high levels of air pollution. Marie had mild asthma, and although she managed it well, the constant exposure to polluted air began to take a toll on her health. She started feeling more short of breath, experiencing frequent coughing fits, and had difficulty walking short distances without feeling winded. Her doctor explained that the pollution in her area was likely aggravating her asthma, leading to her symptoms worsening. After moving to a less polluted area, Marie noticed a significant improvement in her health. She felt more energetic, her breathing improved, and she was able to walk longer distances without feeling fatigued. Marie's story is a powerful reminder of the risks that air pollution poses, especially for older adults with underlying health conditions. Even mild respiratory issues can become much more severe when exposed to high levels of pollutants. As the body ages, it becomes more susceptible to environmental stressors, making it crucial for seniors to avoid areas with heavy air pollution. If moving to a cleaner environment isn't an option, older adults can take steps to protect themselves, such as staying indoors on days with high pollution levels, using air purifiers, and avoiding outdoor activities during peak pollution hours. Monitoring air quality and taking preventive measures can help reduce the harmful effects of air pollution and improve overall health and well-being for older adults. Place 3. Unsafe or unstable housing or buildings. Living in or visiting homes and buildings with structural issues can be extremely hazardous for older adults, as they are at a higher risk of falls and injuries due to weakened bones, decreased balance, and slower reflexes. Homes with uneven floors, poor lighting, or broken stairs present serious risks for accidents, especially in seniors who may already struggle with mobility or vision impairments. Research shows that a large number of falls among older adults occur in the home, and many of these happen because of hazards such as loose rugs, inadequate handrails, and poorly lit areas. According to the National Institute on Aging, falls are the leading cause of injury among older adults, with millions of seniors falling each year, many of which result in fractures, head injuries, and long-term disability. In particular, homes or buildings that lack essential safety features such as handrails in hallways, non-slip mats in bathrooms, or even proper lighting can increase the risk of falls and injuries. Older adults may not always notice or address these hazards until an accident occurs, which is why preventive measures are so important. The American Geriatric Society suggests that making simple modifications to the home, like securing carpets, installing grab bars, and improving lighting, can significantly reduce the risk of falls and promote greater independence for older individuals. Take the story of James, a 70-year-old man who had recently moved into an older home that had not been well maintained. He quickly found that the uneven floorboards and creaky stairs made it difficult for him to move around safely. One evening, while trying to navigate the staircase, James lost his footing and fell, injuring his knee. His recovery was long, and it took several months of physical therapy before he regained full mobility. After the incident, James realized how important it was to live in a space that was safe and accommodating. He worked with a contractor to fix the structural issues in his home, adding grab bars, installing brighter lights, and replacing the damaged flooring. James' experience illustrates the dangers of living in buildings with structural problems. The risks of falls and other injuries are much higher for seniors in poorly maintained homes. To ensure safety and independence, older adults should prioritize living environments that are free from these hazards. Simple changes, such as securing rugs, repairing damaged floors, and installing safety features, can make a world of difference in preventing accidents. When considering a new home or evaluating an existing one, it's essential to assess these potential dangers and take the necessary steps to minimize risks. A safe home environment is crucial for maintaining both physical health and mental well-being as we age.